Okay, it's Wednesday, July the 3rd, 2019. This is where I live. I don't know whether the sun is shining in there. The sun's in my eyes. There's my little dog. I'm trying to show you the name of my house. This is where I live. This is Le Chemin in Enonbion. I'm going to get that French pronunciation correct soon. Give me time. This is a piece of marble, and I engraved out of the marble. The font is Times New Roman. It's gold leaf. The sun's not out, but it really looks nice in the sun. The sun is out. The sun's over there behind this sign, so it's early morning, so it won't shine and sparkle the gold leaf until this evening. And yet I'm showing it you now. Wrong time of day, really. I can see, you can't really see it, what it says, but there you go. Let's zoom in a bit. The question mark. So I made that sign. I made this granite wall. My good friend Richard helped me. He's a very good friend, and he's highly skilled. He's self-taught in everything he does. And he's got the highest standards of any man you'll ever meet. Personal standards. He's got a work ethic, as Richard. It's hard to match. Anyway, he helps me. He's a great help. He's more than a great help. He's a great friend. I pay him, of course. A skill like that he has, it can't come cheap. You pay for monkeys. Pay peanuts, you get monkeys. And when you've had enough of them, you've had enough, mate. So anyway, I built this wall. It's the entrance wall to Le Chemin. There was nothing here when Sharon and I arrived. No wall. There was an old, horrible, tumble-down electric box just there. And there was no foundations, and it was just horrible. First impressions. So the grass is a bit longer than I want it. I'm busy working on my lawnmower and trimming this lot. I've cut the grass on both sides of the road, because this is my bit of road. It's where I live. And when people drive past, I want them to look at my wall and say, oh, I like that. I made these concrete pillars. I know this is juggling. This is juggling part 4, by the way. We are building up to that. Don't lose the will to live. I made a wooden mould to make these things because they were going to be so expensive to buy, and there's 6 of them, and they're all different sizes. All different sizes, yeah. Yes, you say. They're different sizes because these granite pillars that I made are different dimensions. When you actually look from far enough back, they look all the same. But I'm using forced perspective, such that the outer granite pillar is, I think the exact dimensions are 53 centimetres square. That one is 52, those 2 are 52s. And then the one back there by the gate, don't know whether you can see that, the sun's right in the camera there. You can see my car and the gate's open. The 2 back there, there's one for the double gates and pedestrian gate on the side. They are 48. Why would I make my life that difficult? Well, I wanted to force the perspective of the whole thing to make the drive look longer. And it does, it works. Because these big pillars come at you visually, your brain tells you everything is the same dimension. Your brain says, oh, all those pillars are the same size. And it tricks you, and it makes you think that those pillars in the distance are further away than they really are. It makes my drive look longer. It makes my house look grander. Look at it. It's not been cared for a while. And it's taken a long time for me to lavish love on my home. But that's what I'm doing. And why? Because I like doing it. And so many people say, why don't you just get on and get it built? I say, well, why don't you? If you enjoy building houses so much, why don't you do it? What I enjoy doing is turning my hand to things and seeing whether I can create something nice, something I can be proud of. So that's what I did. That's the story there. Now, the reason I'm out here is there's this bit of road. This is my bit of road, and now I'm running down it. And I've got bare feet on. I've got my shorts on, and I've had a wash, and I've cleaned my teeth this morning, I've fed my dogs, and I haven't fed my pigs yet. But I'm running down the road with the camera in my hand. Now, I'll have to get a GoPro, because as you can appreciate, running down the road barefoot does take, what does it take? It takes a bit of concentration. Concentration, because I'm looking for the pebbles on the road. Yeah. If you're going to run barefoot, you have to run on the front part of your foot. You can't let your heel slam into the hard ground. There's no cushion. There's no cushion there at all. Not like a good pair of running shoes. If you're going to go running and jar all your bones, I'm not a runner, you see. If you're going to do that, you've got to have a good pair of shoes. If you're going to go a long distance. I've just only gone just down the road a little bit. I haven't gone very fast. And you can hear my breathing. So you can assess my level of fitness, can't you? If you're clever, if you're an expert. Now, when you first start running on a road, you've got to start running slowly. Gently, not go too far. Why? Because your feet, the skin on your feet, is going to blister and wear off. You're going to hurt yourself. Why bother? Why bother running on a road? When early man, moved about in tribes, they moved from place to place along tracks. They just found the quickest way was a straight line, and they kind of just followed, people say, ley lines. People used to walk around in their bare feet on the bare earth all the time back then. And just having your foot in contact with the earth is important. And it's something so few people do, you know. Okay, you do it on the beach, the sand, but that's not really the earth. It's not really that solidly connected to the earth. This road isn't really, it's just a solid, crusty covering. And underneath, well, it can't be that soft, because if there was too much water there, the road would crack and crumble. What am I saying? I'm saying walking around in your bare feet connects you to the earth physically, connects you to the earth on which you live. Now just bear that in mind, because you live on the same earth as I do. We all live on the same planet. And we have to understand that this planet is our home. And we have to understand that we cannot mess it up. It's the only one we have. Until we set forth, until mankind sets forth in the universe, we are stuck here together on this earth. Now, if you're wearing shoes, means you've got to get so fast. I don't know. You've got to wear shoes sometimes. You've got to wear boots. You've got to protect your feet. But sometimes you need to have your feet planted firmly on the earth. And then, my friends, the inside of the earth is molten. It's lava. And it's hot. And it's vibrating. It's vibrating due to forces, ancient forces, forces of gravity from the sun, forces created because the earth, the crust at least is spinning. I'm not quite, I suppose the core is spinning. The core is solid iron, I believe. Now, if you're a geoscientist or you know, someone who knows exactly what it is, please write in and tell me. Please tell me exactly what the constituents of the centre of the earth are. And I will henceforth not continue to say I think it's solid iron. Well, I'll carry on saying that, but I'll gleefully say, but I have been informed by Professor Watkins at Ohio State University, who's a geoscientist of note, and he has proved that the centre of the earth is solid gold. Unlikely, I have to say, extremely unlikely. Gold is very rare in the universe. Why am I telling you this in a juggling video? Well, I'm hardening my feet. I'm walking slowly. I'm becoming aware of this bit of road, my road, outside my house. I know where I want to run now because I'm checking it out for stones, which I might not be able to see. Don't want to run in the middle. Don't want to run. And I could choose to run on my mown grass. That'd make my life easier a bit. But it wouldn't harden my feet up. So I'm just hardening my feet. But when you become sensitive to things, some people would claim that you can feel the vibrating earth beneath your feet. You can feel the vibrations from the molten core through your feet. Some people would claim that. Now that is ridiculous, you might you might describe. You are now so full of shit. I'm not interested anymore, Turner. I'm switching off. Well, off you go. Clear off. Right, have you gone? You're still here. People in olden times used to walk along ley lines. Those ley lines now, it's been recently discovered by geoscience. I believe, or this might have just been made up, but it was something I watched on YouTube, and it kind of made sense to me. There was a geoscientist saying that people walked along these tracks because the sound energy from the Earth's vibration was creating straight line patterns all the way around the Earth. And these are what people call ley lines now, around Glastonbury and the Tor and all of that stuff. And people are so into magical ley lines and stuff like that. Well, yeah, it kind of is magic, isn't it? If you can navigate with your bare feet by a feeling, just a feeling that you're on the right path. Just, how could I do that now? I could close my eyes now walking down this road, couldn't I? I can see. I'm not unsighted. But I could. I know I can. I'm going to now. Close my eyes and carry on. And now you'll see my path. I veer to the left, I veer to the right. And now I've got to slow down. I can't, because there's fear now. Even though I know there, I'm on the grass. Even though I know I'm not going to fall over, I'm not going to trip over, I know there's nothing on this road. And if anything came down this road, there's my little dog following me. If any car came down this road, I'd know in plenty of time to get out of the way. I'd hear it, because my hearing's good. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's good enough for that. So if I wanted to, yeah, I could walk down this road with my eyes closed. The reason I can do that is I can feel the road. It's the road underneath my feet and not the grass. But the original roads came to being because of the Earth's vibration through the crust of the Earth from the molten core, and people used to follow those lines, those ley lines, and where they, apparently, so I'm told, and where they meet, then mystical things happen. Can you imagine vibrating your body at a certain frequency that you were just unaware of, but it's a nice frequency? Why would it not be nice? You're a human being that lives on this earth for generations before you. Your parents and your parents' parents, your ancestors of old, have lived with these vibrations. So if they were horrible to you, these vibrations, your ancestors wouldn't breed, they wouldn't get on, they wouldn't make babies. So by the time your ancestors have gone through living on this earth for all of this time, you can now be in tune with the vibrations of the earth, and they're going to be pleasant to you, not horrible. So people used to walk along these ley lines and meet other people coming the other way from another interesting place along other ley lines. And people used to then exchange information. Oh, what's good about that place? Or what's good about this place? So the Knights Templar went seeking this Holy Grail, did they not, in legend? And it has been theorised that what they were seeking really was a major intersection of these ley lines. On smaller intersections, less important ones, they built big cathedrals, massive, colossal, magnificent cathedrals, monuments to God, this God that made this earth, that made our home. How do I know? How do I know that, you ask? I'm not religious in any way, but I have a total and complete, utter conviction and knowledge that there is God. And there's one God in the universe. He's not only the God of this planet, he made everything. How do I know that? That's going to annoy you. That's going to annoy people like Ricky Gervais, who I have immense respect for. That man is a genius. I love his talent. I love his intellect. He's a genius. And I love that he's an atheist, and I love that he tells everybody about it. And all of his views on religion, I completely agree with. There's only one small issue that I'm not in agreement with Ricky Gervais on, and that is that I know that God exists. And how do I know? Well, because I don't believe in coincidences. I don't. There's just too many for me to be here talking to you right now, doing this. Is that a random event? It's not random at all. To a certain extent, I've arranged it. Somebody's made the camera. There's my little dog up there. I'm a rambling. I'm going back and forth, rambling. I've got to... somebody watched my first video and said, you didn't even do any juggling. Somebody I really care about. Somebody that I'd love. You didn't even do any juggling. Oh, she was angry on me. Me making a fool of myself on YouTube. But the thing is, I'm not ashamed of myself anymore. I grew up feeling inadequate. I've got funny teeth. They stuck out like I was Bugs Bunny. I used to get called Bugs Bunny at school. People used to tease me. I got the same teeth as my dad, but my dad's didn't stick out as much as mine. Mine stuck out. I got this kind of tongue thrust thing. So when I was younger, I did look very much a bit like Freddie Mercury, and then when I was a teenager, people used to call me Freddie Mercury to tease me. But when I looked at Freddie Mercury and heard him sing and heard his music, that time, of course, everybody thought, oh, Freddie Mercury, bloody gay, bender, queer boy. But Freddie Mercury, to be compared to that magnificent man that was Freddie Mercury, is an honour. It was an honour. If anybody can see any of Freddie Mercury in me, my God, I'm proud of that. But they can't, it's just my teeth. Why didn't Freddie get his fixed? More vocal range, darling. But what he should say, well, why don't you fuck off and get your brain fixed, you cunt? The cunt that lived in the gutter press of the UK. The gutter press of the United Kingdom. You fuckers, aren't you? Eh? Do you think you can make somebody like a man like Freddie Mercury's life a fucking living hell? Well, you couldn't, because he was too much of a man for you. He was braver than any of you people, and he got a God-given talent. God gave him that talent, and God made him gay. Yes. Did he? I don't know. I don't know. That's Freddie's business. That's his own business. What he does with his body, in private or in public, if he wants, is entirely his affair. It's nothing to do with anybody else. Fuck all to do with anybody else. It's not an affliction. It's not a disease. It's not anything to be ashamed of. It's who Freddie Mercury was. And some people are gay. Some people are straight. Some people are completely gay, trapped in the wrong body. Some people are completely straight, completely in the right body, you would say. But most of us are somewhere in between. 99% of us are somewhere in between. If you meet a fully male, heterosexual man who is completely alpha and full of testosterone and hormones, and he is as straight as a straight man can ever be, ever, or if that's what he tells you, well, just take it with a pinch of salt. Because he doesn't know himself. Because when he was in the womb, his sex wasn't decided then, was it? Or maybe it was. Now some genetic biologist will tell me. I don't know enough about this, about when the male seed fertilises the female egg, when does the sex of the embryo, when is that already decided? Is that predestined, or is that decided later? Or it can't be decided before the sperm enters the egg. Can't be, because there's male and female sperms in the man's seed. So somebody can work that out for me and write in and tell me I'm full of whatever. The baby can develop. It develops. It's got male and female sex organs, and it can go one way or another as it grows up. What causes that, I don't know. God, maybe. Don't know. What am I saying? I'm thinking you're bound to have had enough of this by now. You are losing the will to live if you're still watching. So this is running. Now you can run in bare feet on a road with 3, and that's hardening your feet. It's giving you exercise.